and Mike bring you into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Ranch. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of technical difficulty here. I'm not really sure what was going on, but the program, the live streaming program, long story short, wouldn't allow me to log in to Beyond the Ranch, so that I kind of had to go a backwards route and figure out how to do it. But hey, we got it working, and thanks for joining us, guys, and thank you for being patient for 18 full minutes and putting up with each other. I hope there wasn't any fights or anything like that happening, and I hope you all socially distanced the whole time. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. It wasn't Erin, by the way. I know there was, I did see some super chats, and we missed a few of them. And actually, to tell you the truth, we started the live stream without you. We probably made it about 5 or 6 minutes in before Erin and I looked down, and we were like, hey, this crap ain't working. But yeah, it's now we're working. So.
Thank you guys for the super chat. There's a couple from JB Weld for our new watches.
Yeah.
And who else do we have a super chat from?
I don't remember. Who else was there?
There was two $20 super chats. One from DJ Pool Player 68. Wish I could get up there and help with the new stalls. And then who else?
I don't know. I was busy kind of trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
Thank you guys, though, for the super chats.
We should have had a good indication, because when we first started the live stream, the fake one that you guys didn't get to see, our camera wasn't working. We ended up having to switch cameras, and I thought that was the only problem we were having. And then it just turned out that we weren't streaming at all. So thank you very much, and happy Memorial Day. Thank you, EJ, for reminding me that it is Memorial Day weekend. If you worked on a ranch or a farm or in a garden or anything like that, it's kind of hard to lose track of some of these holidays. I know you actually called me the day before yesterday or whatever, and you were like, hey, the flag needs to go to half staff, because I completely spaced it out.
Yesterday? No, Friday.
It was a while ago. I don't remember when it was.
I think Friday.
It was a while ago. Erin's shirt, by the way, is actually...
Oh, it was JP Merrick for Edible Prairie.
Oh, thank you. And we're going to talk about that right off the bat. But first, Erin's shirt here, this is the Jackalope Believe shirt. This was actually a shirt that was designed by a subscriber, and now you can get it on our website. So
the Jackalope's over here, guys. The real Jackalope.
Yeah, he's still over there.
I can't see him. There he is.
All right. So
Mike messed with the camera.
Yeah, I've been messing with camera. I had all kinds of problems. Like this camera's now completely crooked. See?
I know. Yeah.
Because I was screwing around with everything else. So let's see.
Oh, please don't.
That's better. Okay. The jackalope actually lost his mask because Erin needed a mask. She needed to go somewhere where you had to have a mask. So coming up tonight here on Beyond the Ranch, we're going to talk about EPP's cooking class. We're going to take a look with our live in the field reporter as he takes a look at Sir Hopsalot out in the pasture. We're going to talk about the truck situation. We're also going to talk about the corrals and what's going to happen here over the next week. And most importantly, we are going to talk about the return of the vlog, which starts on June 1st. Mark your calendars, because it is coming, and we're going to tell you what that's going to entail and how we're going to work our way up to that. So first of all, let's talk about EPP. I already put you through this once when nobody was watching, but Edible Prairie Project has a very interesting fundraiser coming up because of the COVID-19 crap. You guys have not been able to do any fundraising because you can't put together groups of more than 3.5 people or whatever.
We're up to 25 in Wyoming.
Are we up to 25?
Yeah, up to 25. Our current orders expire May 30th, so I expect that the group size will go up, but we'll see. Yeah.
So I've heard of have you ever heard of the dinner with no dinner?
No.
I'm gonna have to. Somebody sent us an email and said that they did a fundraising dinner with no dinner.
Okay.
I don't know how that worked,
All
but
right.
you have your own thing coming up, and that's a cooking class with Erin.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, for the super chat. Cheers. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, it's 6:22 here. So on May 30th, Saturday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we are going to do a cooking class. We're going to cook, I'm going to cook beef with bok choy, and we're going to make a cocktail, and you guys can join us. I think Matt put up the link for the Square site where you can purchase tickets. You will get access to the recipe, the directions, everything that you need, your ingredient list beforehand, so you can either join us and cook live with us, or you can just watch it and cook later. It'll be a private YouTube live stream, so it won't be accessible unless you buy the tickets. And yeah, you can chat with us in real time. I'll try and answer as many questions as I can.
I'll be playing cameraman.
Yeah, hopefully the live stream works. The reason that we're doing this fundraiser is because of COVID. There's been an increase for our summer weekend meals for kids program, which provides weekend food bags for kids for 12 weeks during summer break. And so we're trying to Lincoln's here. What up, Lincoln?
I want to cook Daddy something.
You want to tell me something? Come over here and tell me something, bud.
I got one indigo, but I'm trying to get my way out on again. I got that in indigo.
All right. Come over here. See all these people in there?
Yeah.
You see them all?
Yeah.
Can you wave at them? No. What are you showing me? You showing me your maze?
Did you get it in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I got a ball in indigo.
Can
Very
you show
good.
the people your maze?
You want to show them
Did
your
you
maze?
guys ever have these when you were children?
These little tiny
They're
mazes.
the worst.
Drive you crazy.
Good job if you got
All
it
right.
in the middle.
Thank you, bud. Okay. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Matt wants to know where your fart gun's at.
I don't know.
It's somewhere. Anyway, I mean, and really, when it comes down to it, EPP getting meals to kids over the summer. And when does it? When do you guys start providing meals?
June 4th.
June 4th. And these meals are for kids that obviously may be low income kids, may not have enough to eat at home. I mean, or may, who knows?
Yeah, so we're not an income qualifying agency like a typical food bank or anything like that. So we just kind of take people's words for it. We're distributing through community partners that have a large part of their clientele is on SNAP or WIC, which is Women, Infants, and Children. And so, and it's just if they need it, we're going to provide it. We're not checking income, any of that.
Right.
So we're distributing through our local Boys and Girls Club and potentially the Children's Developmental Center, and we're just working to try and provide for as many kids as we can. We know that we can't reach the needs of the whole community because we don't have the money, but we're trying to do, we'd planned for 100, that's what we'd fundraise for in November, and we are potentially doing up to 250 every week now because of COVID. So
Alex Jacob asked what the P.O. box is for EPP. I have no idea. Do you know?
$24.99. I'll look. I honestly don't know. I think it's $24.99.
Erin and I both came from families that weren't, that we had times where we were food insecure. We weren't able to afford food. I remember being hungry as a kid, and that's a feeling that I don't think any kid ever wants to feel.
Oh, I was wrong.
What is it?
$37.99.
Oh my gosh, you were way off.
I got the
You were like
99.
more than 1,000 boxes off.
Yeah, so Edible Prairie Project.
There is not 1,000 boxes in the post office. Why do they have 3,700? There's not 4,000 boxes at the post
Well,
office.
our PO box is $37.99.
That's ridiculous. They're trying to make the town sound bigger than what it is because there's like 200 post office boxes. That's all there is.
Ours is 667, so
there's
more
not
than 200.
There's not 600 even. I don't think. Have you been in there? There's not that many boxes. It's a
well,
small
there's
room.
more
Where?
around the corner.
In next building over?
I don't know.
I think our post office is defrauding us, and they're trying to look bigger than what they are.
Oh, it is what it is.
Box
Like
number
we said.
4,368,202.
Thank you, Southern Farm and Kitchen, for the kiddos from our home to theirs. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Somebody finds your shirt offensive. All right. Yeah. Anyway.
We only have one post office, Zach.
Yeah. How many does Cheyenne? Cheyenne has 2 or 3, don't they?
Something like that.
Thinking, yeah, we only have the one. It's a giant pain in the butt.
It is a giant pain in the butt.
It is, especially if you ship off beef jerky all the time.
So anyhow, thank you guys. Thank you to everyone who registered on Friday. If you registered before then, thank you so much for joining the cooking class. I think it's going to be fun. And if it goes well, we will maybe do it again. So,
I think so. I think it's an interesting solution to a problem you have to work around.
Yeah.
And I think that's even with COVID and what we're going through now. Like I think you have to find workarounds. with everything.
We don't know if we're going to have a single in-person fundraiser this entire year. So Megan's been aggressively applying for every single grant that we can get a hold of. We're just doing what we can to try and pivot. We're looking at what our budget's going to be for next year. What is a good budget that we want, need to grow our programs, and what's the bare minimum that we'll need to get by, and hopefully we fall closer towards the let's grow our programs. But it's every nonprofit is dealing with this. There's a lot of businesses that are dealing with this. So nonprofits we're not exempt from the struggles of COVID either. When you can't hold a dinner, so what are you going to do to raise money?
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, exactly. And even not even that. I mean, even with COVID-19. You have to figure out how to do everything in a new way, almost. So I think you guys are a good example of that. But even going to the feed store is interesting. You rarely see it here. You don't really, and occasionally I'll meet somebody. We had a guy who was here from Australia and stayed in the RV spots, which you can get through Harvest Host, and stay here on the ranch. And they had pulled in a couple days ago, last night, whenever they were here, 2 days ago. And I was over talking to him, and it was weird to talk to somebody who kept on backing away from me. I'm still not quite used to that. And he was very strict about wanting to keep that 6 to 30 feet in between me and him. And I would see occasionally he would think about it and be like, oh crap, and back up. But it is human nature to want to stand, at least maybe not right up next to each other, but when you're talking to each other. And it was kind of weird. And that's something I don't see a whole lot here on the ranch. I've been socially distancing myself for years. But
but we go to town.
Yeah, but if I didn't have to, I probably wouldn't. So seeing people act like that is something that's new for me. And I still shake hands with people. I know how to wash my hands, so I'm not really too worried about it. But we've had some interesting visitors to the ranch here over the last week or so. That as spring kind of gets to moving, people are coming out. They're moving around. George Casey came and visited us from Nebraska, and actually was here for 3 days, and came out to the ranch every single day. Saw you at the farm store. I got a chance to hang out with him today. I don't know if George is here or not, but thank you for hanging out with us, George. That was a lot of fun, and it is cool to see people moving a little bit more, and maybe in some areas you're not seeing that as much, but I like seeing it quite a bit. I know I missed some super chats, so I got to roll up here really quick. How far do I got to go
right
up?
Right there, Jessica.
Okay. Jessica.
Can't wait for the cooking class. Who doesn't love steak and veggies? Yeah, who doesn't like that?
Have you guys ever thought of a channel for EPP? I wouldn't have to post it on very often, but I'd create a link for people who could share it and offer a dedicated platform.
Yeah. So the problem with EPP is it's just me and Megan. I have 6 jobs.
Did you quit something? Did you give up on something?
I always say I have 7. I don't really know how many I have, but a lot. I think, eventually someday we probably would have, we do Facebook, and that's really about the only thing that we do social media wise, and then our website. But a lot of our programs are summer heavy. So we're doing our veggie baskets are happening right now. We're farming. We're doing summer weekend meals for kids. We're planning fundraisers. It's all happens in the summer. And we thought we'd slow down in the winter. We were wrong. So we struggle this time of the year just to get the bare necessities done. So I've seen a few comments about that parents should have other alternatives besides emergency food systems like what we're doing, and that there should be an education component to helping parents be more self-sufficient. I don't disagree with that, but that's not the role of my program. Kids need food, and nobody should withhold that food from them, and it's not their fault that they're hungry. And yes, there's a bigger problem and a bigger picture that needs to be addressed when addressing hunger. Nobody's figured out how to end hunger. We've been trying to do it forever. There's always been people that have been hungry. No one has figured out how to solve hunger in their community. I don't begin to know how to solve that, but what I do know how to do is buy food and give it to kids who are hungry. So that's what we're going to focus on. So. Yep.
High five. All right, Larry, we do have a PayPal. I don't know if does EPP have a PayPal account? You do.
Yeah, if you go to edibleprairieproject.org, there is buttons on there to donate.
Yeah. So thank you very much, guys, and thank you for stepping up. And obviously, you know, you're supporting our community and kids in our community. But
and support kids in your community too. Like, don't feel like you have to support our kids in our community. I mean, not our 3 children, but the kids in my community.
Technically, by watching this video, you're supporting our 3 kids.
Reach out to organizations and food banks and Salvation Armies. I mean, everybody's struggling right now because the demand has been. If your guys' communities are anything like what Gillette's been going through, the demand that your food bank systems and your weekend food bank programs have had placed on them in the last 8 weeks, 12 weeks is enormous. Yeah. So everybody needs help right now.
I think that one thing that I can appreciate about you and Megan and the way you guys are doing things is you're not backing down from the questions. I just saw it. Somebody, Trinity said, thanks for addressing those comments. Like, you can't just ignore questions from people. I mean, even you know, even being able to, and this is something I've learned through YouTube. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Funny story here. One of the first thing I ever did that I put online for other people's inspection was not on YouTube. It wasn't one of our videos. It was that damn sandbox that I built for those kids in the backyard years and years and years ago. Remember that? No. Well, you know the sandbox, right?
Yeah, I know the sandbox.
I built it in the I built it in the shop. When I think it was just Mackenzie. Might have been. Oh no, we had Grace, but she was like, I don't even know if she was a year old. Okay. And I built it. I took a picture of it and I put it on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a subreddit that was called Something I Built.
Oh, yeah, everyone told you what you did wrong.
Yeah, and everybody told me what I did wrong. And do you remember that? Do you remember me talking about that? Because I was like, oh my gosh, like all these people are commenting on this sandbox that I built for my kids, and this is what you did wrong, and you did the roof wrong, and the cats are going to come crap in it, and all this other stuff. And I got to thinking about it the other day, and I was like, that's the very first thing that I ever put out there, and long before YouTube. And I don't know if it jaded me at all for that, but. But that's one thing that I've learned by doing YouTube is that you do have to answer the comments that you don't want to answer sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes that's due to just somebody doesn't know exactly how things work or what you're doing, honestly.
A lot of, some of the programs that Megan and I do are Band-Aid programs. Summer Weekend Meals for Kids is a Band-Aid. It's addressing the immediate problem right now. It's not solving the issue of why do kids not have enough food. That's that bigger, more complex thing that, like, I don't know how to answer.
But if you have the answer, feel free to put it down in the comments because we'd love to read it.
Yeah. But what the bigger picture of what Edible Prairie Project is trying to do is to build a sustainable local food system that involves local farmers and local ranchers and gets that food to our local community members. So some of our programs address that stuff more, and some of it's going to take years. Like, I'm helping farmers farm more food this year. Mm-hmm. That's going to take years. It's going to take years it took us years to get where we're at. It's going to take us a lot more years to get where I want to go.
Right.
And a sustainable local food system can help address hunger.
$5 super chat there from JB Weldy. You should have used bigger bolts, Mike. Just saying. You're just mad because Mackenzie wouldn't let you play in the sandbox. She was like, no, I don't want him in there. He'll poop in there.
The kids do have fun in the sandbox.
They do.
Enjoy it.
I need to put like more sand in there. It needs
more sand. Yeah. It needs all the weeds, man. All the weeds. I pull all the weeds out every year.
Out of the sandbox?
Yeah.
The kids play with them though, so they like it.
Yeah.
And the cats don't come and crap in it, by the way.
I mean, sometimes.
Have they really? I've never seen that. I think the calves might. Because they play in the sandbox.
Standing in it.
I need to get a picture now and put it on Facebook, and it'll be an inside joke if you guys follow us on Facebook. But I'll get a picture of the calves in the sandbox because they like going in there. They'll go and stand in the sandbox.
And they go under the trampoline and they play with the swings. They were chewing on the basketball hoop.
They headbutt the swings. I think that's funny. They were chewing on the basketball hoop.
Yeah, because it's laid down because we've had really bad wind.
Yeah.
And so they were chewing on the net.
Oh yeah.
The little tricycle that we have, it has tassels. They were chewing on the tassels.
And they chew on each other too all the time. So they're chewers.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you very much for the super chats, everybody. Let's answer a couple questions here really quick. Gerald Farms is live. Okay. Feel free to head on over there if you'd like. Thanks, Buff Ranch.
Steve Cameron, $5 super chat. Speaking of cats, Pepe update.
Pepe.
Oh,
the skunk. Oh,
did you load that video?
I didn't load it up. Was it yesterday? I was working down in the shop. I don't remember what I was doing.
Oh.
And you called me and said...
Let me tell the story.
Oh my gosh, okay. Erin's going to tell the story.
Hey, George, it was nice to meet you,
Hey,
too.
thanks, George.
Thank you for the super chat. The kids come in from the RV because you guys were going to sleep in the RV last night. We had family game night in the RV, and then you guys all slept in the RV, and I came in and slept like a normal person in the house with all the cats.
No kids, though.
In my nice bed, not in the RV bed. But they come in just in a panic. And like one kid at a time comes through the door and something's chasing a cat. And then the next kid comes in, Grace comes in, there's a badger chasing a cat. And Lincoln comes in, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I can't understand a word you're saying. Someone's here.
Somebody's at the house.
Oh. It was my mother. She must have... Anyhow.
Game on.
So then Lincoln, finally after he calmed down a little bit, I hear, we think a skunk is chasing a cat.
Oh, so they did figure it out was a skunk.
Yeah, so
okay.
I called you and you were like, where did it go? And it's like under the trailer and you're like, oh, go look for it. Mm-hmm. And then you can continue.
Now I can pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so at that point I was in the shop. I walked out into the sales barn, which is a portion of the barn, and there the skunk is just staring at me.
Eating
and
cat food.
Probably standing, I don't know, 10 feet from me, eating cat food. So I decided to make a little video about the cat, or the skunk, Pepe Le Pew.
It's on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, so long story short, he kind of darted in and out. He knew I was there. He was watching me. He didn't spray me or anything, obviously. Mm-hmm. Little guy, not a big skunk. And by the time I went and got a rifle and came back, he was gone and had flown the coop. So haven't seen him since.
He has not gotten whacked yet.
No, and I hate shooting skunks mostly because every time you shoot a skunk, unless you completely obliterate a skunk, they spray.
Yeah.
And if you can hit them right in their pea-sized little head, sometimes they won't.
Is very small.
But yeah, they have very, very small heads. So the only way I've ever been able to shoot a skunk and not have it spray is if you hit it right in the ear. You know? Yeah. But anyway, they.
And your rifle that you keep in the gator was in the gator, which was in our garage.
Right.
Not in the shop.
Yeah, and I don't pack heat on me all the time. So.
They are cute. I mean, and you can get descented skunks.
Why would you want a pet? I've heard of this before. Yeah. Why would you want a pet skunk?
Shoot him in the butt.
I don't know if that would work, but maybe. They make special skunk traps that you can trap them in where they can't spray.
We have so many cats that we just catch cats.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, like, that's what we'll end up doing. What we usually do, the best way, like, you end up shooting them in the sales barn, but is if you go out after dark and then eat the cat food.
Yeah.
And you... then you end up shooting them. We've had some rabies in the county.
Like 3 cases of rabies or something like that, yeah.
We will try and be a little more, usually, like, honestly, like, we don't like to have the skunks around, but you don't, like, aggressively track them down.
No, if I run into a skunk, I'll shoot a skunk.
Yeah.
I don't really aggressively track anything at this point. I mean, it's more, we live together on this ranch. We kind of work back and forth, even, and it's bit me in the butt many times. Yeah. Like, I've said, hey, there's badgers out there eating prairie dogs, and then a badger comes and eats a chicken.
Eats a chicken.
So.
Lots of chickens.
Yeah.
And we have bad skunk years, and then, like, last year we didn't have hardly any skunks. No. And so if we see some already, like, we'll probably have a lot of skunks this year. So they got some hidey holes in the barn, too, that we need to get cleaned up. Mm-hmm. And we'll try and eliminate their habitat. That's, like, the best way. It's just don't have a bunch of hidey holes that they can live in. But
about the only thing that I'll actively really go after and try to get rid of is badgers that are out, by themselves. If they're in their prairie dog town, I'll kind of leave them alone. But if I see them out, doing badger things. Erin and I were sitting in the shop one year, and remember that?
Yeah,
when that damn badger walked right into the shop, came and looked at us, and Erin thought it was a cat.
Yeah.
And he looked at us for a couple seconds and then turned around and just walked away. I had a rifle then, but he was heading towards the highway, and that would have been bad. So I think I might have taken a shot at him, actually.
I think you did, yeah.
It's like, cars aren't moving, so.
I think it was a Sunday evening, so there wasn't a lot of traffic. Mm-hmm. So.
Exactly. Alrighty, guys. Let's take a few questions here really quick. We were taking questions. I missed them. Skunk smells like burnt coffee. Well, I think they smell like skunks.
It smells. I think it's almost right when they, like, if you're near where it sprays, it's very like oily. Like,
yeah. It's horrible.
It's pungent. It's different smelling, like walking through epicenter of skunk spray rather than just like driving by one on the road or anything. Like it's.
Now we've never had skunks kill chickens. We have had skunks steal eggs. They'll come in and steal eggs, but never really have them kill chickens, as far as I know. You know, but yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of smell like burnt rubber. It's different when it first sprays. Like, yeah, it's much more intense.
Very much so. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna put on my sweatshirt here because I'm getting cold. But really, we are gonna head out and take a look.
Your sweatshirt's filthy.
It is really dirty. Somebody had me working in the garden all day. Alrighty, we are going to head out to the corrals and take a look at our little friend out there and see how, what's his name again?
Sir Hops-a-Lot.
Sir Hops-a-Lot. Let's see how he's doing.
Hi guys, reporting to you live from out on the ranch. Isn't it amazing how fast I can get down here? Anyway, we're on our way over to take a look at the calf that had a broken leg. I don't even remember the calf's number now at this point. But I do know Mom is number 117 because she's tried to kill me quite a few times, but we are getting her mellowed out just a little bit. So because I really didn't film anything for this live stream, I thought I'd come down and give you guys a look at her, number 117, the crazy mom. And we'll also check in with the calf and see how the calf's doing. So here comes Mom. She's actually mellowed out, like I said, quite a bit. And hold on, I gotta try to get my glove off. Glove off. Okay, here's Mom. So she's mellowed out a little bit. She now allows me to stand here, but the main reason she does is because, hey, snorty pants, hey, be nice. See, she's still a little snorty. Got some cake? You want another piece of cake? Gotta be nice. You want some cake? Be nice, I'll give you cake. I'll give you a whole bunch. Well now, maybe it's a camera thing. She doesn't really like the camera very much here. Nope. She is just cranky today. Here, let's give her a pile of cake. I got a whole pocket full here. So we're gonna give her a little bit just to keep her busy for a little while. Okay, so Mom's busy with cake. We are going to, so calf is way back there in the back of that alley, not that far away, but a little ways away. We're gonna try to sneak around and see if we can go get a look at calf. Climb over the fence. There's Mom still down there eating cake. She has no idea what we're doing because we're sneaky. All right, we're coming down here. Mom's still up there eating cake. And here is Sir Hops-a-Lot. Still got a broken leg, obviously. Still can get around. He's gonna go up and see Mom. Here's a part of the fence that the mom went through. I didn't bother fixing it because until I get rid of her, there's really no point. Or at least get her out of the corrals. Okay. Calf. And Mom. Protective Mom. Go eat some cake. Anyway, that's it. Calf's doing fine. Number 79. That's the number. Number 79. We call him Sir Hops-a-Lot. he's doing great and still hanging out here in the corrals. Mom, she has good days and she has bad days, but we got to get her actually through this calf. She'll probably be moving on to greener pastures, but that's pretty much it. So thanks, guys, and I'll send it back to Mike and Erin in the live stream studio. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Mike. It's for some reason, so for the past week or so, she's been eating cake, which I actually have a piece left over if you want it. She's been eating cake from my hand, but as soon as I'm holding the camera, she didn't like that at all. So I'm gonna have to do some experimenting here and see if I hold up, anything, maybe that's what her problem is. I don't know what her deal is. Today she was actually way more cranky than she has been, probably for the last week or so. And then as I've been working in the corrals, tearing out all the corrals and all that good stuff, she comes over and watches me.
Yeah, she watched you a lot.
Yeah,
today.
she stands there and watches me, and she, she wants cake. That's what she wants. But don't get in the corral with her and
I saw her a
her
lot
and
today,
calf.
like standing at the gate, standing at the fence.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you want? Do
Yeah.
you want, hey, what do you want? But I know you've been feeding her cake, so.
Yeah, and she still has her one little corral left, which she's going to lose probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the rest of that corral out, and then she'll be pushed down in those other corrals. But whatever her problem is, she's probably not going to be here for too much longer. Once we can get her and her calf up and going. The calf still is putting a little bit more weight on that leg. You can see the knee is a lot bigger. That's just from the swelling.
He's going to be crooked.
He's going to have a crooked leg. We'll probably keep him back as a steer to finish him out.
Yeah.
Would kind of be the plan
Go to
there.
freezer camp. Somebody asked, what does cake smell like? It smells like grass.
Smell it.
I mean, it smells like grass. It smells like dirt, kind of. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Ugh.
It doesn't. You can't eat it. That's
It's
the
really
problem.
hard,
It is
yeah.
ridiculously hard. I mean, it like breaks your teeth to bite into this stuff.
Yeah. You could let it. No, don't do it. Don't. No, you're not going to the dentist.
You can't. Apparently, yeah. Cows have a lot stronger.
Don't, Mike. Stop it. They have different teeth than us. They have grinding teeth.
They have grinding teeth.
Yeah.
They have something.
They're herbivores. Different teeth.
Yeah, it smells like grass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tastes like crap.
Ground grass, not the good grass.
But it's like crack for a cow. I don't know what it is, but you can take the meanest cow in the world, and at least ours anyway,
Yeah.
and give her some cake, and she's not happy, but she'll take the cake.
Yeah.
And then she'll kill you. But she'll eat the cake first. So thank you, Randy, for the
Thank
$75
you.
super chat.
Wow.
Wow, thank you very much. I got to take this damn thing off.
Yeah, if you soak it, it swells. It'll like double in size, and it just kind of like flakes apart.
Yeah.
She's not a bad cow. Like, she probably won't get sold.
You don't think so?
Do you think so?
I kind of think I want to
She's
get
never
rid of
had
her.
any problems until this year.
She's chased me over a fence this year.
She is protecting her baby, who she knows is hurt. I think she's fine.
Really? I smacked my head, by the way. I cracked my head on Lincoln's dresser or something.
You said you were getting something out of his closet.
Or out of his closet. Yeah, it was that bookshelf thing in his closet I cracked my head on.
The bookshelf's on the ground.
I bent over and hit it with my head. But anyway, you just laughed. So,
I didn't laugh.
talk about protecting your own.
If you don't know where your head is at, you got bigger problems. Although I did walk into the slide out on the RV.
You did, and you
weeks
complained
ago.
about that for like days.
I'm pretty sure I gave myself a concussion. Okay, I was nauseous afterwards and dizzy.
You did. You gave yourself a concussion. Rebecca Davis, Erin, you inspired me to put in a garden this year. Well, thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate it. We find that happen. I mean, I think that it's not a bad thing to have a garden. It's if you stick with it. That's what's going to be the big thing.
Stick with it.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
get bored. Wendy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Flotus tweeted governments to buy from all egg communities, I'm guessing, to send to food giveaways instead of destroying. I hope it's true and fair price to you all. Yeah, I think we've seen some stuff. Trump is working to stop imports of beef.
Yeah.
Nothing, we don't have anything for sale right now, so we haven't seen anything directly impact us. But and you did see that most of the meat processing plants are back up and running. Maybe not at 100% capacity, but back up and running. So
Yeah, what my fear, I mean, obviously, nobody really knows what the meat packers are going to do throughout all this. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good opportunity for somebody to make some money. I guarantee it. So, and somebody's going to pay for that.
Yeah.
On one end or the other.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But all right, what else were we going to talk about tonight?
I don't know.
Let's talk about the return of the vlog.
Oh yeah.
I alluded to it in Friday's video. We talked about. By the way, Friday's video, I never knew there were that many board certified people that know how to remove a fence from a post. Holy crap! And board certified. That's kind of that's a joke there too, by the way. But like removing a gate from a post, you would think that was like something that you go to school for, or some sort of class for that type of thing. I mean, I got so many emails and comments for people how to remove that fence from the board. I might actually have to make a video about trying each one of their methods. Everything from high lift jacks to you put the nut on the backside, which is true. You can put the nut on the backside of the threads, and you can hammer it through. But then you hit the nut. Eventually, you have to take the nut off and get the rest of the pull through. I might just make a video about how to remove those gates and just use subscriber ideas.
The one I like is just put that post with the gate attached into the whatever.
Yeah, just go put it back in the ground and be like, there you go.
I mean, and there's some gates that you have other plans to recycle them where you won't need a post.
I do?
I thought, no, maybe you do need a post.
I don't know.
Well, you're talking about like getting into the other hayfield.
Yeah.
You need a gate. Do you need a post too? Mm-hmm. Okay. So.
Matt got my board certified joke.
Yeah, we all got it. Just nobody cared.
Oh, shot in the heart.
So, yeah, I mean, you'll probably try and use as many you can with posts still attached.
Probably. Some of those gates are bent to crap.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're just really useless at this point. But, anyway, that's a side note.
Everything's going to get, to deter the skunks, all that wood has to get moved.
It does. Skunks, we'll end up with everything living in there.
It's going to get put in the dump or somewhere across the road. It's not staying here because it's by my gardens.
Yeah.
And so we will have no skunks and snakes.
Whoa, what are we doing here again?
No snakes and skunks living by my garden. So you got about 2 weeks to get all that out of here.
It will be out of here. I'm just trying to get it out of the way so I can get the corrals set up. That's kind of my goal. So anyway, the return of the vlog. Now, if you enjoyed the, let's do a quick survey here. If you enjoyed the 30 and 30 vlog, just say yes or give a smiley face or something like that, because this is what inspired us to fire up the vlog again.
You just missed it so much, huh?
Well, I mean, the thing is that, like, we talk about, letting people know where their food comes from. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Letting people know where their food comes from, and talking about the families behind the food and all this kind of stuff. But I really do get to the point where we're putting out 2 videos a week, and you miss a lot. You miss a lot. You don't get the whole experience. It's very filtered to a point.
Yeah. I
mean, it has to be, because I can't. I can video so much. I can edit so much, but I also have to sleep and have a life and do all that kind of stuff. So we basically had a few different options. We actually talked to a guy at YouTube about what we should do. His idea was completely wrong, in our eyes anyway, but he said we should actually go down to 1 video a week. You give them everything. You give them 30 days of videos every single day, and then you should go to 1 video per week. And that was somebody at YouTube, and we were like, whoa,
he's
really?
Not work for YouTube.
Well, he's a YouTube certified consultant. Yeah. So we were like, really? Like 1 video? We can't do that. So we said we're going to do 2 videos a week, and then but there is a lot of stuff in there that I think that if you want to be a part of the ranch and you want to live vicariously through us, or you ranch yourself, or whatever, really kind of you have to almost be there every day to experience it.
Yeah.
We had a guy that came down from Montana that stopped at the farm store the other day, and he said he was out. What was it? You got to tell the story, because he told you the story. He didn't tell me the story.
I mean, so he was calving at the same time that we were calving. He was right up in Montana, kind of along the Wyoming-Montana border, about 110 miles from here. And he was calving. He works for a ranch. They've been working this ranch for like 31 years, which is amazing. So he'd go out and he'd calve every day, and then at lunch or at nighttime, what's Mike up to? What's Mike dealing with with, while he was dealing with his own problems. He had a hip-locked calf this year, which is
not fun.
Not fun. They can actually get stuck at the hips. And
then mom walks around with a calf swinging.
Yeah. So, it was just... everybody that comes into the farm store in the last couple of weeks, and I've seen an uptick in subscribers coming into the farm store as travel is getting somewhat back to normal, and everyone's saying, we love you in the 30 and 30, or we found you during the 30 and 30, or every day we watched, and thank you for doing that. It really helped us get through a difficult time. So we're bringing it back,
Kinda. So here's how it's going to work. Basically, it's going to be a 5-day-a-week vlog. I still need to be able to sleep. We still want to be able to do this. We want to be able to do the live stream on Sundays. So if I was doing a vlog today, we probably wouldn't keep the live stream going either. So
yeah, we did do live streams during the vlog.
Yeah, it was rough though, because I was going to beat hell. Yeah. So what we're looking at doing is a 5-day-a-week vlog, Monday through Friday. You will get to see what's happening on the ranch. Mondays, everything's going to be the day before, kind of. So Mondays that comes out on Monday will actually be filmed on the Friday before. Other than that, you'll be seeing the exact day before, and maybe some over the weekend, kind of depending on how it works.
Yeah.
But so we will be basically bringing you the day before on the ranch and what happens.
Just like it was during the vlog,
Right.
On Wednesday morning, you watched what happened on Tuesday. So.
Right, exactly. So we are
7 a.m. still?
Might as well. If I edit it the night before. Honestly, it kind of was funny because we joked about it in the beginning, but I said by the time I'm done doing the 30 vlogs in 30 days, I'll figure out how to do a vlog.
Yeah.
And I kind of maybe like halfway figured out how to do it.
Yeah, the first week was really intense because you felt like you needed to film everything.
Oh, I did film everything.
Then,
I would come back with like 10 hours of footage.
Yeah.
At
And then
the
by
end
the
of the day
end,
and be
you
like,
were like, you'd have an hour's worth of footage, and you were better about narrowing down the high points of the day, the important stuff of the day, and weeding out the.
The interesting thing though is that you wear a microphone all the time.
Yeah.
And you're basically, you have a camera with you all the time.
Yeah. I think what's going to be interesting, we have a lot going on, obviously, like through haying, but how are you going to vlog haying? It's boring.
Haying is a lot, but see, this is, I talked to Zach Johnson from Minnesota Millennial Farmer, and he says, Mike, get in a tractor, drive around in a circle, put up the drone. You'll have 1 million subscribers by the end of the day.
We've done videos like that.
Just drive around in a circle.
You've done those videos. But yeah, I think Monday through Friday is a nice balance. If anything, you cut it down to 4 days a week. Occasionally, you might take a Friday off or a Monday off.
Yeah, I'm not saying I won't take a day off occasionally.
Yeah,
but,
and we talked about doing every other day. We felt like that just got confusing. So Monday through Friday is the plan, with maybe an occasional Friday or Monday off. That way you still get a weekend. You get to go to sleep a couple nights. But you got better about editing, and it was still always like midnight or 1, but in all reality, you stay up that late anyhow.
I do, because my brain doesn't shut off, so I'm still doing something, watching TV or figuring something out in my brain.
You know what my goal is in life is just be so physically exhausted when you go to bed that you can hold your eyes open for about 4.5 minutes, and then you're good. But then I wake up really early.
You do. You wake up earlier than I do.
I wake up a lot of times before 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And nobody in our house wakes up that early.
No,
Nobody does.
I'll wake up, but I don't. A lot of times I'll just kind of lounge
You
around.
go back to sleep, but yeah. I always, even this morning when there was nobody in the house to wake me up, I was waking up.
I always get a kick out of that because everybody always asks me, like one of the biggest questions is, what time do you get up in the morning? It's like, I get up whenever the hell I want to get up. First of all, cows can't tell time. I'm not milking anything, so I don't have to worry about that. So when I want to get up and roll, and I know it sounds lazy, and you guys will be like, "Oh, you're not a real farmer or rancher," but nothing's. If there's something that's going to happen that morning, obviously I'll get up and do it.
Yeah.
If I have to drive somewhere or do something, but it's not so much. There's not a hard limit on pretty much what happens. So. No. The plan is that we will, on June 1st, which is a Monday, we will begin the daily vlogs on our Wyoming Life, and that's what we'll be for a while anyway, until I pass out or run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, there's no end date.
I don't see an end. We're not talking 30 days and 30 vlogs. We're just gonna go and just do it and see what happens. Now I do have a few things that I've kind of left hanging out there. I've got the How to Be a Rancher series that I've kind of got hanging out there, but I can't talk to anybody. So it's kind of, I had interviews and stuff planned for a few episodes, and I can't do that right now. So so that will probably still be put on hold for a little while. So we will be doing the vlogs Monday through Friday, and I'm also planning on figuring out sometime during the month where we will actually still do a live stream from work, right? We're not going to make it a 24-hour live stream because we figured out YouTube will not upload a 24-hour live stream.
And that did about do you in.
That was rough. And I'm glad I saved it till the very end because it was really hard. We will cut that. We'll do a regular workday maybe, or a 10-hour live stream or something along those lines.
Before you started talking about doing the vlog again, like we kind of come up with the idea like you would do 12 hours live stream on like the 12th or something, like 12 on 12 or something like that. And because that it would have to be 11 hours and 59 minutes for YouTube. But yeah, so you guys loved, I mean, do you guys want to see a 12-hour live stream?
Yeah, I mean, would that be something that would be interested? And what I would probably try to do is probably do it on like the last day of the month or the first day of the month or something like that, and do a live stream on, I mean, that way it's not, halfway through, I don't know, something like that. But that's kind of what we're thinking. So if that's something you would be interested in seeing, let us know. You guys are kind of our sounding board here on Beyond the Ranch, because you guys are the ones that we know are going to be watching. So we do tend to cater to you guys a little bit. Nobody's going to say no. If somebody says no, make sure you put it in big letters so that we see it come by. So that's the plan as of starting June 1st. Now, the bad part about this whole situation is it's not going to start until June 1st. So what happens between now and then? I'm going to tell you. Nothing. I am going to take a whole week off. Actually, I'm not. I am going to release some sort of promo that's going to come out on the Wyoming Life channel that will explain what's going to happen, so that people that don't come to our live streams, they can kind of get up to speed on the new daily vlogs happening. So that will be coming next week, but I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do.
Just like a Tuesday video next week.
Tuesday or Wednesday is kind of what I'm thinking.
Be that promo.
Yeah.
I have a bobby pin that's like jabbing me in the head. It's so excruciatingly painful.
As we lead into that, next Sunday we will not be having a live stream here. We are going to take that weekend off from Beyond the Ranch as well, and then on Monday fire up the daily vlogs. Then we'll be back with live streams here as well. We're really trying to move more folks from the Wyoming Life channel over to Beyond the Ranch, so we can bring them over this way and expose people to more behind the scenes and all that kind of good stuff. Susan asked if we're still doing the podcast. We aren't, but I'm actually considering taking this audio and just putting it up as a podcast. I've had so many people say, why don't you just take the live stream and upload it? So if you watch the live stream, you wouldn't have to watch the podcast or listen to the podcast. But I have had people actually say, why don't you just take the live stream and put it up as a podcast? You think it's silly, but would you know if I did it?
Yes.
Would you really?
Yes.
How would you know?
Somebody on the internet would tell me.
Oh my gosh, you tattletales. Tattletales.
12 hours of haying would be awesome. Oh, it's so boring, guys. It really is.
You'd watch me drive around in circles listening to an audiobook half the time. So I can tell you what's happening in Stephen King's world or whatever book I happen to be listening to. It'll be interesting to see how.
You would have to do it on a day where you're at least moving between different tractors and different implements, right? Because
I don't get to pick which day I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you can. The live stream?
Oh, the live stream. Oh, yeah, that would be horrible.
12 hours of mowing. Boring. Mow, broken tooth. Mow, broken tooth.
Actually, honestly, if we did if we did a live stream during haying, and honestly, even the vlog during haying, I guarantee you're going to hear me just talk about random crap a lot of the I'm just going to talk about whatever pops into my head, I guess. I mean, even just a regular vlog from haying, even if I can take everything, because you have days, you do have days during haying where nothing happens.
The best haying days are where nothing happens.
Yeah, exactly. You just
cut, you rake, and you bale. Yeah. And that's all that happens.
But I mean, we can actually get in and we can talk about what's going on. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting. And really, I mean, if we want people to know where their food is coming from, what better way than to show them day to day? And be able to see exactly what's going on. We can get we can get into the gardens more. We haven't been able to do that lately because you're so busy as compared to what I'm doing. And like, you know, we can go and see what you're doing and see what you're planting.
Too, and like,
I'm busy, but I have a camera with me. And you're busy where you're like, I'm too busy to film. I'm never too busy to film. I can't be.
This has become your job. I have 7 other jobs.
We should really do a job count one of these days. There's got to be some way to do it.
A lot.
Alrighty, yeah, we are done calving. I'm calling it done. We probably have a couple more we're waiting on, but they are they're spread out now at this point.
So that other rancher said, yeah, you have a few late ones, but we're done.
Yeah, exactly. Those last ones, they're kind of on their own. No, they're we go out and check every day and make sure, you know, see what's going on and check for cows that don't have tags, and you know, but I mean even last year before, I think we had like a calf on branding day.
Oh, we always have some after branding.
Yeah.
There's always some that show up in the fall that haven't been branded and have no ear tags.
Yeah. So. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll be able to see all kinds of cool stuff, and we'll be able to drag it out and make it all work. So also, so basically
Thank
we're
you,
going to...
Susan, appreciate it.
Thank you, Susan. We are going to come back on the 1st. We're going to come back strong. We're going to talk about AeroQuip. I'm going to tell you a little bit here about what's going on with the trucks, but or with the trucks. I kind of spilled the beans there. The trucks. We're going to talk about that here in a second. But we are going to come back with some cool stuff. I'm also going to come back with a new hat, so we'll talk about that also. And in fact, I was actually going to change my hat tonight and be done with it.
It's been cold this weekend.
But it has been cold.
It's Memorial Day weekend in Wyoming. The low
it's
tonight's
40
like
degrees.
36 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, it's awful. So anyway, yeah, we're going to come back with the AeroQuip. We're going to come back with the trucks and what's happening with the trucks. Now, if anybody doesn't know, my Ford F-350, which has been the Ranch Checks truck since 2008, died this year. In fact, it was kind of murdered in a weird kind of way. And
murder it.
Erin was driving it, and the whole, if you've ever worked around a ranch or around a farm, if you are physically in something when it breaks, it's your fault. So isn't that how it works? If I'm using a hoe, let's say, I'm weeding in your garden and I break the hoe.
When's the last time you were weeding
Let's just this is hypothetical right here, right? I'm out there, I'm
weeding. You've been out of that for years
weeding
now.
in the garden, and I break a hoe. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it the hoe broke?
It's not my
It doesn't
fault.
matter that I haven't touched a hoe in 6 years and you wore the hell out of this thing. When I picked it up, it broke, right? So now it's my fault. I owe you a new hoe. So Erin owes me a new pickup.
I do not.
Long story short is that we ended up going a different route with.
Well, one of my 7 jobs will help make the payment.
It will. So we ended up kind of doing a little bit. Do you like sleeping on the couch? I've been sleeping in the RV lately with the kids, so that's probably.
Zach, it's cold at your house. It's not that cold here.
I don't know what the temperature is here.
I'll check.
But anyway, so the plan is, and we're still putting this whole thing into the works, but the truck is going to become 2 separate trucks. The plan was that Erin was going to get a new Yukon here before too long, and that's kind of like our family vehicle. Because the truck broke, we're going to have to get a ranch truck. We're going to have to pay for a ranch truck. So the plan is to take Erin's Yukon and keep her Yukon instead of getting rid of it, and we're going to get a little bit nicer pickup that we can travel with, that we can jam the kids into, that we can actually take down the road. And that was our plan. We actually did that, and we ended up, and I don't have a picture of it or anything, but we're gonna talk about it coming up next week. A GMC 3/4 ton Sierra is what we ended up picking up, used, pretty cheap. It's a 2015, so I mean,
Have
it's
you guys
cheaper.
bought vehicles lately?
Oh, it's ridiculous. The pickup that broke, the pickup that broke, we ended up looking at trade-in value for it. A new engine, they wanted $10,500 to put in a new engine. It booked at $9,800. They offered us $1,000 for trade on a pickup that would have been $1,800 a month or $1,300 a month in payments, right?
Yeah.
It was a new F-350,
Yeah,
2019 F-350. Yeah. It had like 7,000 miles on it. So we couldn't do that. So we shopped around a little bit. We found this GMC Sierra, which is a 3/4 ton. Works just fine. It's a diesel. It's the first diesel that I've owned. It's got the Duramax with the Ellison transmission, so it works well for us. We actually pulled the old pickup back from Sundance or Spearfish with it. So it pulls really well. It's a really nice pickup. Got 16 miles to the gallon on one trip over to Rapid or wherever the heck I went. I can't remember where I went. So anyway, and a lot less than $1,300 a year.
Yes.
Or a month for payments.
Thank you, Steve, for the super chat. I did F-250 catch on fire with me driving it, and another F-250 blow the transmission the same day. Ooh.
Oh my gosh. So this one is a 2015.
Not a house payment. Well, I mean, it's still pretty expensive.
It's still pretty pricey.
But better than new.
Right. The other half of the equation is this, that Erin had the farmer's market truck, which you've probably seen in videos.
Not for a long
It's a
time.
box panel truck that she's had for quite a while. And we don't need it anymore because we have a store. We don't have to haul crap around.
We kept it for, we didn't go to market last year, but we kind of just kept it.
Yep.
Parked it, kept it, just in case I decided that I wanted to go back to farmer's market.
Exactly.
I'm not.
Paymaker. Hey, by the way, hi Anthony.
Hi.
Don't forget the diesel exhaust fluid. This truck tells you everything you have to do.
I had to go buy that. That was an interesting
We
experience.
have so much diesel exhaust fluid out here that we shouldn't really have to buy it. I don't think I've told you this. Diesel exhaust fluid is made from bovine pee. It's urea, is what it is. It's made from bovine cow pee.
What do you do? Go catch it?
Well, if I can get them to pee in this little tiny hole in the hood of the pickup, it'd be good to go. But anyway.
I don't think we're planning on deleting the DEF system at this point.
No, we've had a few people ask us about it, and in fact, Jeff, who is one of our California hunters, that's one of the first thing he said was, "We're going to delete that DEF system." And I was like, "Well, when you come up for hunting, if you want to take some time and mess around with it,
So
we'll
far,
figure it out."
We haven't had any issues.
Yep. So anyway, we're back to Erin's farmer's market truck. We also have our friend Gary down the road. So Gary, hashtag everybody needs a Gary, is a trucker pretty much by heart, by trade at this point.
Yeah.
He has sitting down at his place a 1985 Mack semi truck. I don't know what model it is or how that whole thing works. I don't know diddly squat about semi trucks. But he called me at one point and he said, "Hey, what do you think about trading Erin's farmer's market truck? Because he could use that for hauling."
It has a lift gate on it.
It has
so
a lift gate.
even though the market truck is pretty much a big piece of crap and needs tires and brakes and the floorboard is rusted, it has a lift gate on the back. So it's worth every penny that you pay for it because of what we paid for it because of that lift gate.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to haul stuff, you don't have to lift stuff into it. It's a big steel lift gate that folds up and it sucks up underneath it, but it goes up and down.
It's an elevator. Yeah. And Gary's tired of hauling crap around. So, and I don't know if he's watching, but he'd agree with me if he was. So we worked out a trade. Actually, we didn't even work it out. Gary was just like, "You want to trade?" Trade Erin's farmer's market truck for the Mack
Seriously,
truck.
this bobby pin is killing my brain.
So what my plan was it's a cab over, I think that's what they call it, flat nose cab over Mack truck. We're trading straight across, and then I can use that truck to haul stock trailers. I can use it to haul hay around or whatever else, as long as we're
use it for hay.
Mostly going to use it for hay. And I can actually do, is it Wyoming law or is this a national thing where you can, as long as you're farm to market, you're within 100 miles or 150 miles or something like that, you don't have to have a CDL, which I don't have a CDL. So is that right? Are you done talking?
100 miles.
100
yeah,
miles.
I think it's 100 miles farm to market.
Yeah.
So.
You should just let your hair down.
I can't find which bobby pin it is. Okay, so it's national, yeah. So, but can you cross state lines with cattle?
No. Now that's, Gary did tell me you can't cross state lines because once you cross state lines, then you have to have books and all that kind of stuff, logs and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
so,
I know someone who slings vegetables.
You know somebody who's been doing it, but apparently you're not supposed to. But anyway, that's the whole point. We're gonna have the Mack truck to be able to haul stuff with. We're also gonna have the GMC Sierra. That it kind of became almost like our personal like runaround car. I mean, we've been using it quite a bit. The kids all fit in the back. They like it. The other one we looked at, and this is a funny story about how you guys influence our decision making on stuff. But while we were there, they had a really nice Denali, which is like the high end like Cadillac of
Yeah.
Is it a GMC? Is GMC Denali?
Yeah.
Really Cadillac, nice, had everything. And I was like, I cannot buy this truck. I like this truck.
Yeah.
I cannot buy this truck because the internet will go insane if I buy this for a ranch truck. Even if I said, hey, we're using it as a family vehicle, but we're still hauling stuff with it.
Yeah.
You know, if I have to run over to South Dakota and pick up feed or something like that, I can, you know, haul it. But if I would have gotten that Denali, it would have been the end of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think the truck that we ended up settling on looks more like a ranch truck and less like a all hat, no cattle truck.
It does. It doesn't really look like a much of a ranch truck. It's actually a Rocky Mountain edition truck. If anybody knows what that is, it's actually they jacked it up. They put like some fancy crap on it.
It's got like a nice trim package.
Yeah, it's got like the nice trim package. It is a nice pickup.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't really look much. I'd like to put a cattle grill guard on it of some sort eventually. Mm-hmm. It does have a toolbox in the back and
a tonneau cover, which is really nice. Like, we really have been enjoying the tonneau cover. I've been driving the truck just as much as you have.
Yeah. It's different.
I've like needed to haul stuff, like actually physically needed the truck because I'm buying pallets of food for summer weekend meals for kids, and my veggie basket program. Like, it's just easier with that tonneau cover. It's just really nice to throw stuff in the back compared to like the Yukon of take car seats out, take seats out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Exactly. So so I was actually waiting for the truck, the Mack truck, to get here. And then that way I could make a truck video. Mm-hmm. I haven't had a chance to do it yet because He has working on it. He has to put a new starter in it, and we're trying to figure out if it's a 12 volt or a 24 volt system because I think from what Gary told me, they made those trucks that year with either or system. So we're trying to use the VIN number to try to figure out which electrical system it has, so we make sure we get it wired up correctly. Yeah. But anyway, that's the whole plan. So that will be coming out also as part of the new vlogs. We'll be taking a look at pickups, and it's going to be, you guys are familiar with the vlog format, but it is very much more of a you're right there with me, yeah. Experiencing what's going on the ranch. So
we're going to super chat.
From Sean. Been busy at both farms today. Yeah, that'll happen. Trust me. When we had more than one farm, it drove me crazy.
I went out today for I'm going to work for a couple hours. And I'm super far behind, but the weather's not cooperating. It's 46 degrees here today. So yeah. Welcome to Memorial Day weekend. It is not sleeting and snowing. The sun did kind of come out. I'm trying to look out the window, but there's a big whiteboard in the way. We had about 30 minutes of sunshine this morning, then it clouded in.
Let's see if this
works. It was...
Ooh, look at that, it worked. That's the webcam. You can actually get that from our website. There's some cows out there, but it's not snowing.
No, it's been windy all week long. We had 30-mile-an-hour winds for days. So, and we did, literally days of 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
I'm super far behind in the gardens. You're redoing the water system for me because we went to go fix it. Everything was broken. I did soil prep in the high tunnel today for summer crops. I haven't even put my tomatoes in the high tunnel because the weather's been up and down and crazy. So I made raised beds today with the BCS. We laid irrigation. You're going to finish the irrigation in the big garden tomorrow. I'm going to get up early and plant until I can't walk tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
That's the plan. I was going to take a day off from, remember that on Tuesday? I was we should take a day off next weekend because it's Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We're not going to do that. So anyway, Kathy asked if we're still going out morning with hay. No, actually right now I'm down. So the entire ranch is down to 8 bales of hay. That's what I have left. And the cows, they're getting cake every day, but they are not, actually they didn't get cake today. Crap, I forgot to cake the cows. Well, the 117 got cake today. But the 8 bales I've kind of got set aside as that emergency fund type of thing.
Well, the bulls need food.
The bulls need food. The horses are doing okay.
117
steers are
will
doing.
Need a bale because you got to move her.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the rain, hay, timing going? Thank you, JB Weld. It's good. We've had quite a bit of rain.
We've had rain at that good time of year when we need it in May. So end of April, beginning of May, I think we had 1.3 inches or something like that in that time frame, which really doesn't seem like much, but for us it's actually really good. So we're expecting hay to be decent.
Needs to keep raining. And just like level out on temperatures, like not be 40 degrees one day and 90 degrees the next.
Yeah.
Because we've had almost 90 degrees. Last week was almost 90 degrees, and then it nosedived and all this wind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're trying to. I think hay's going to be good. Everything's really green.
Yeah, it's nice out there.
We're good right now. That could all change.
It could, and that's the bad thing is like you never really know. We do have a possible grasshopper issue coming in. We did end up paying for. We're not sure if they're going to spray yet for grasshoppers, but if they do, I'm going to definitely be out there with a camera trying to get because they spray with airplanes, and we'll be able to take a video of them. But we don't know quite for sure if they are going to end up spraying. If we have a wet spring, then they don't have to spray because the eggs will be washed off the plants. Is that how that works?
I don't really know how it works.
I think
But if you have like 3 days of moisture, then it interrupts their breeding cycle.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paymaker.
Yeah. All right. Wow, that's a big question. What is your opinion on how it will affect your ranch if they pass the 50-14 mandate proposed by Senator Grant? Wow.
Is that the Prime Act?
No, the Prime Act was I'm not sure what the 50-14 mandate is. Now I have to look that up. Anthony, making me look bad.
Question.
Now we have to answer it because it's $100 question today. 50-14. Give me the synopsis. Is it the Prime Act? It's not the Prime Act.
Thank you very much for the super chat, though. I've got it.
All right, figure out what's going on. Let's see.
Okay. A bill would require a minimum of 50% of a meat packer's volume of beef slaughtered to be purchased on the cash market. Okay, so they can't price manipulate.
Oh, well, yeah, anything that can get rid of, yeah.
I mean, okay, I read the sentence, so there's my opinion. No. Let me read real quick.
Okay, you read for a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely, Angel, we're going to have the horses in the vlogs. We're going to pretty much get, you're going to be all over the ranch. And if you're, it's just one of those things that we're going to see what happens day to day. That's the interesting thing about doing the vlogs is we never know what's going to happen from day to day. So, we actually, Erin and I were talking about it when we were talking about bringing back the vlogs. Was like that day that we talked about it, it rained all day, and we were like, "What do you talk about when you have a rainy day? What happens? What happens with you? Do you have a 5-minute vlog that's just me looking out the window going, wish I could go outside and play?"
The shop needs cleaned.
Yeah,
exactly. Stuff to do.
But even then, like
I just keep moving your shit into a pile and my shit's in another pile.
It's interesting because even like we talk about the vlog and stuff, and like some things that I would never normally make it into a video will make it into a vlog just because I don't have anything else to talk about that day. And if I was cleaning the shop, and I think Erin's actually, she said, well, go video cleaning the shop, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make a video about cleaning the shop. That sounds boring. But if you're vlogging, you have to make a video about cleaning the shop.
I have a better idea. Oh, this is an amazing idea. Thank you, buddy, for the $2 super chat. Thank you, JB Weld, for the $5. Sounds like you should do a 50-14 video. I think that you should video yourself putting your tools away when you're done with a project.
You're mean to me.
I'm just saying.
Nothing like calling you out in front of hundreds of people.
So yeah, the 50-14 mandate is that each U.S. meat processing facility that slaughters over 125,000 head of cattle each year to purchase 50% of their weekly volume of cattle in the open or spot market.
So like no imports?
I don't know.
That's the big question. I mean,
I don't know.
I guess I would need to
know like where they're buying their cattle now. Like, are they buying them on? There's futures too. There's futures.
Oh yeah, there's futures involved.
You can insure your cattle, and we could set our price for cattle now. Mm-hmm. We've never done that. I don't even really know a lot about it.
Yeah. Well, actually, this year I've been pretty much chased out of every.
You have not.
I'm going to be. We've had people though come forward and ask to buy directly from us.
Yes.
Which we'll probably end up doing just to keep me out of the sales barns.
So at least half their slaughter cattle through a negotiated trade or a bid and buy situation, and would require that all cattle purchased be delivered within 14 days in an effort to gain better value discovery for fed cattle. So you'd have to buy the cattle, process the cattle in 14 days. It's based more upon real real market price than manipulated market price.
Interesting.
Right?
I don't know.
We need more research. Thank you, Anthony, for the very difficult question.
I know, right? Now we got to think about it. I think a lot of it too is that like meat packers, they buy cattle. So if you're saying that if you have that fast of a turnaround, meat packers can't buy cattle. They have to come from a feedlot.
Yeah, so currently the delivery requirement is 30 days after purchase, but this one person said that 30-day rule is not always enforced.
Right.
The remainder of cattle are procured through contract arrangements, most of which are tied to the spot market. The contract agreements do not include a price, but are to be based upon the market, in quotes, at the time of delivery. So what we know is happening is that the large processors are saying, this is what I'm going to pay you for your fed cattle. You have to take it. So this, I'm guessing, would stop some of that, hopefully.
I would hope. We'll dig into it. Yeah. Anthony, you can send me a text or I'll call you and let you know what I think. Alrighty, guys.
Ken.
Ken, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Rain days are Erin's days to vlog. That's not a bad idea. You can work in the high tunnel when it's raining.
Only if the shop's cleaned.
Well, then you're never going to work in the high tunnel ever again. That shop, if I clean the shop, it always seems like the next day it's just like...
Because you don't put stuff away.
Yes, I do. My phone's ringing.
All the tools from the swing set project are on the deep freeze. I bet that's your harvest host.
It is probably. We're going to hang things up, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed to this channel, which I guarantee you everybody here is. But if you know anybody who's not, please recommend, if they like our Wyoming Life, to come over to Beyond the Ranch, check things out. The new vlog starts on the 1st of June. Erin, what's the EPP PayPal again?
Go to edibleprairieproject.org. There's a big donate button at the very top of the page.
There you go. Thank you, guys. You guys have a great night. We'll see you back here, not next weekend, but the weekend after, with a special guest right here on Beyond the Ranch. Thanks for hanging out with us. And thank you to our moderators, Matt Fensel, Lori Haybold, Zach Hewitt, William Dunn, and Bill, the Tractor Man, here hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you in 2 weeks right here on Beyond.